Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Unravel Trading. Hope you guys had a great trading day. So today I actually ended the day green. I made about $24,500, and although I ended the day green, it was by no means a very easy trading day. There were a lot of traps, price action was choppy, so I had to improvise, take quick profits, and call it a day early, or run the risk of giving back profits. So today is one of those days, in my opinion, where you had to be quick, take your profits, make some cash flow trades, and then call it a day and not get chopped out. And you'll understand why once I go over some of the trades. So today I'm going to go over AMD, which was a major trap, and Tesla, which was also a tricky trade at the open. So I'm going to go over those two trades today. Let's get started. So first, let me show you Tesla. So Tesla, I actually made a bunch of trades on Tesla. The first trade I took was a bounce off of 1071 area, and I actually caught it at the lows and took profit around 1085 for a $10 to $15 move. This was my biggest trade of the day. And the second trade I took was after Tesla cleared 1085, which was the resistance level on my chart. It made a move to 1090, so I took it on the pullback after this big momentum candle, and I took profits around 1095 for a $5 move. And then I waited for 1095 to clear, and once it cleared, I took a trade from 1095 to 1100. So I know that 1100 was a key level. So I also knew that there was going to be a rejection off of this level because it's a key psychological whole number, and we had a big rejection. I took another trade off of the same 1095 level for a retest of 1100. So this is a classic head and shoulder, right? So you see one shoulder here, a head here, and another shoulder here, all of the 5 minutes. Although I didn't trade it off of that pattern, but I knew that this was what was about to happen in this area, right? So all these trades were on very small sizes. I didn't want to risk giving back some of these profits, right? So but eventually we did drop all the way back to 1085, this level, and the market chopped around, and towards the end of the day it did cross 1100 and closed above that, right? So let me explain something on my chart. So this is Tesla today. I'm on the 1 hour chart. Let me actually go to the 5-minute chart here, right? So this is where I took the trade. So Tesla 1070 area was a pre-market high, right? And 1085 was the key level that I was watching. At market open, we had a panic pop about 1085, right? Trapping some people here. And then when market opened, we dropped all the way back to 1073. I didn't take the trade here on the first candle. I waited for the first candle to settle. The second time we had a pop again, and once we dropped to the same area around 1070, 1071, I took half my position here, and this next candle, I saw that bids were holding well, so I completed my position, and then I took profits around 1085, which was a pre-market high. There is a reason that I took my profits here, because there was always a chance that the stock could easily reject, and I didn't want to give away my profits, or just want to lock some gains in to get started on the day. So that's what I did. And next candle, and a couple of candles later, the stock actually cleared the 1085 level and actually cleared 1090. So I took my second trade around this area for a ride to 1095, and then I took another trade from 1095 to 1100. And after that, you guys can see this. Whoever got trapped over holding here, we had a big $15 drop here, and people actually got lucky because we were consolidating in the same area for around half an hour. The stock could have easily broken, and if the 1095 broke, we could have easily dropped all the way to pre-market and even ended the day red. So a lot of people got lucky today on Tesla, because some of the other stocks which I'm going to talk about, like AMD, the people were not so lucky. They got crushed in those stocks. Bag holders got crushed on those stocks. Tesla holders were lucky today because the bids held on such low volume day, and eventually we did close the day above 1100. But tomorrow it's going to be a little bit more tricky, because today I was not really convinced by Tesla's price action. Tomorrow we need to clear this 1020 area, pretty strongly and make even a push to 1035, 1040, and then maybe we could take on pullbacks, right? So we want the stock to hold bids. We want the stock to hold above 1100 first, and then clear this 10, 20, 25 area before even thinking about. Because what can happen is we can easily pop and then fade away. You don't want that to happen tomorrow, especially on a weekly option contract. So I hope that we see some decisive price action with some good direction on futures. All right, so that's Tesla. Let me jump to AMD. So AMD was a even more trickier trade, right? AMD had a good news catalyst. There was a pre-market gap up, and so when market opened, it popped all the way up to 140.5. This 138.5 was the pre-market support level again. So once I saw the rejection happening, after the first 10 minutes, I took the trade off of this one at 38.5, took profit off of 140, which was the whole number. I'm glad that I did, because we dropped all the way back to 138. Once we dropped to 138, I was really not convinced of AMD's price action, because this is not normal. Because AMD, despite the news catalyst, it was dropping way more, even more than Tesla. Tesla has no catalyst. It was still performing better than AMD, right? So I didn't want to touch AMD again that day, but people bag holders were lucky here. 138, we bounced all the way even back to highs to 140. So this is where a lot of people got trapped, right? Because this thing bounced back, people were expecting this to be a big flag here, and I'm sure a lot of people kept adding dips here, hoping AMD was just going to, continue this trend to 141, 142. But that did not happen at all. A lot of people who held the bag here, they kept adding and adding, and they lost a lot of money, because once the trend broke, right, there was no stopping, and 138 was like a max pain point. But there was such a strong selling that it just flushed, filled the gap from the previous day, and actually found support out of 136, which was the breakout level from the previous day. This was a painful chart. I'm sure a lot of people lost money today, but this is the kind of trap that we'll have to get used to trading in the market, right? If people got so used to just buying dips because stocks just went up, but charts like this is the kind of setup that this is the kind of thing that used to happen a couple of years back, right? Where the Fed wasn't just printing money, and there was an unlimited QE. So you gotta be careful for these kinds of traps, right? Just because a stock's broken out or consolidating doesn't mean that it's got to go up, right? So you got to be careful, especially if you know you're wrong. Cut your losses instead of holding and hoping, because this can really happen, right? So let's go to AMD's chart. So again, 138.5 was the level that I was watching. Took my trade here, took my profits here, but this is just painful, guys. No matter how you slice it, this is a painful drop, because all the way from 140, after these couple of candles, IV would have been high on the weeklies. There's no way you are surviving this drop, no matter how much you hold or how much you average down. It's not worth it. And I'm glad that I just avoided this stock afterwards, because I could have given back all of my gains from today if I was in this stock at this point of time trying to chase AMD at the highs, right? This is why I said that price action is very rough, right? After a drop like this, after a reclaim like this, the stock is not supposed to just lose everything. This happened because a lot of people thought they were overly bullish, right? They were overly bullish, and that's not something that you're supposed to do, especially on a choppy day like this. Look at this volume. This is very bad, right? So this is the kind of thing that can happen to Tesla also tomorrow. So that's why I just posted on Twitter to be careful, right? So be careful tomorrow. Don't be too bullish. Be very subjective. Take your profits. Conserve capital, right? Anyway, so that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this trading recap. I'll try to do this again sometime soon. Have a good night.